So a friend of mine asked me the other day a question that I get asked quite a bit, and I usually don't really know how to answer it, but for the first time in a while, I was able to kind of get some perspective on things and really think about it how it should be thought about. I am a severe addict. I've been hooked on opiates for a very, very, very long time. For going on 12 years, I was hooked on opiates and just about anything I could get my hands on. And I just recently chose to up and relocate from where I lived in Jacksonville because it was just a trap. I tried numerous times. I knew I had a problem, and I tried and tried to get clean there, and it just wasn't working. So I left the all the negative stuff behind and came here to try to start fresh for my family. But really, the answer to that question is I just got tired. I was exhausted all the way around, just exhausted. I was sick of being tired and tired of being sick. I mean, it gets to a point where you wake up every day, and if you do not have the drug that you're addicted to, you do not function. I mean, I could not get out of bed, much less go out of the house and do anything. There was days where I was so sick and all I needed was dope to feel better, and I was too sick to even get out of the house to go find dope. And I just had no quality of life anymore. And in that moment, when I was that far gone, I genuinely believed that this is all it's ever going to be, that there is no light at the end of the tunnel, so why take it easy? It got to a point where I had done so much damage that it just did not seem possible to fix everything that I had done and to mend all the hearts that I broke. And I spit in the faces of people who wanted nothing but the best for me. But that's what it does. That's what that drug does to you. And I mean, I got tired of having to face myself in the mirror every day and wonder, what bad thing I did in the past week or two was going to catch up to me today, or like waking up and thinking what of my family stuff I need to steal to go feel a little bit better so that I can function just enough to go get more money, to get more dope so I'm not sick in a couple more hours. And it just finally hit me that there is just no quality of life here, and there is only not going to be a light at the end of the tunnel if I allow it to be that way. And it really took me almost dying, and I know that a lot of addicts say, they overdose, they've gone through it, and it's a terrible thing to go through. But when I say that I overdosed and I almost died, and it took me almost dying, I mean my heart stopped, my pulse stopped, I was gone. And my fiance, who has been drugged through the mud for a very long time because of the life that I've lived, unfortunately was the one to find me. But fortunately, she reacted quickly enough to bring me back, and she had to breathe for me for 2 minutes, and finally I was brought back. And the next day, it just hit me that I put her through that. That was a terrible thing for me to do. It was so selfish for me to want to get high so bad that I didn't care if my son or my fiance had to find me dead, because I just wanted to feel better, But and then that scared me out of it for a minute, and I thought I was good, and then I wound up slipping up really bad, put me in the hospital, and I wound up going into septic shock where my kidneys and my liver was failing. I had sepsis in my bloodstream from intravenous use, just, not caring and not being clean and just shoving needles in my arms, caused me to get very sick, and my body decided to try to shut down on me. And that's kind of what it took to scare me out of it, to realize that, if I want there to be a light at the end of the tunnel, I need to stop. If I want to see my son grow up, or I want my son to look at me with something more than disdain and disgust, that I need to you know, get my shit together, quit being such a pussy and thinking that I can't get through a withdrawal to have a better life, and I just need to do it, you know? It just became a thing where it was like, I tell myself all the time I'm trying to get clean, but am I really, you know? I had to be honest with myself. I had to look at myself in the mirror finally and say, you're a fuck up, you're fucking up, you need to straighten your shit up. And if you don't, you're going to lose your family and you're going to lose your life. So, you know, that's just kind of the revelation I had, and I chose to not just, you know, go 20 miles from my home or 60 miles from my home and go to rehab. I chose to pick up and go 500 miles away from everything that I know, because it felt like it was the only thing that was going to help me in any way, shape, or form. And thank God it did. You know, I got away from there and away from those people and away from that stigma, and, you know, was able to kind of reinvent myself and get my head right and get my feet on solid ground again for the first time in a long time. And I feel great about it now, you know. My son looks at me and wants to play with me and is happy, and, you know, is happy to see his dad happy, and he can tell that there's not that dark cloud looming over us every day like it was in Jacksonville. And for that, I'm just so proud. But really, man, I just want people to know it's possible, you know? Like, I never thought I was going to get out of it. Trust me. And I know there's hundreds of people who probably looked at me and was like, if anybody's ever going to get clean, it's not going to be that kid, you know? But I did it, and it's possible. So for anybody out there just barely hanging on, man, who realizes they have a problem and realizes that they need to face this thing down, it's possible, you know? Just get it in your head that it's what you want. Tell yourself there is no life other than getting clean, and you can do it. It's a very real possibility. It's, you know, you can't buy into all the statistics that say, you know, only 5% of heroin addicts get clean, or, you know, people who are on opiates for this long are gonna relapse if they try to get clean. I mean, yes, it's a process, and it's not an easy one, but it is achievable, and it's possible, just like anything else in this world. So just don't give up, you know? Just do it. Day by day, step by step, minute by minute. It's a very possible thing to do. And, you know, there's people out there who are going through it, who have been through it, who are willing to help you. There's many hands that are out there for you to reach out for and grab when you're ready to get help. And if you're not ready, there's people that are there to talk to you, to get you through what you're going through, what you may have already put yourself into. And I'm one of them. So, you know, if there's anybody out there who needs any help, you know, just reach out. Just ask. You know, there's nothing wrong with asking. It's better to ask than to sit there killing yourself. So, my name's Caleb Myers. That's a little bit of my story, and I'll be posting more videos pretty soon. Just message me or comment down below and let me know what you think.